So I'm sure a lot of us have been hearing about custom instructions, custom agents, and agent skills, but we might not know when to use each one of them and what the differences are between them. So today I'm going to break down all three, show you how to set them all up, and help you figure out when to use each one. So let's get started. Okay, so why does this even matter? Well, without any customization, every Copilot session starts from scratch. It doesn't know your team uses Tailwind instead of plain CSS. It doesn't know your API layer follows a specific pattern. And sure, you could just tell it every time, but that gets old fast, especially when you're working on a team and everyone has to remember to say the same things. What you really want is a way to encode your preferences, your workflows, and your team conventions so Copilot just picks them up automatically. And that's exactly what these three features give you. Let's start with the simplest one. Custom instructions. Think of these as Copilot's memory of your preferences. When you set up custom instructions, they get loaded into every single session and every single prompt. You write them once and Copilot just knows. Now there are actually three places you can put instructions and they stack on top of each other. So the first place is repo-wide instructions. You can drop a file in your .github folder in your repo and everyone on the team gets them. So here's what ours looks like. We've got things like use TypeScript strict mode, follow conventional commits, prefer functional components in React, just the basics that apply everywhere in this project. The second place is path-specific instructions. These live in the .github folder under an instructions folder, and they have these little apply to lines at the top that say only apply me when working in these files. So this apply to line at the top is saying that these instructions that are about prop types and using our own custom hooks and about component naming, they only kick in when Copilot is working on React components. Everywhere else, they stay out of the way. This is super useful when your repo has different conventions for different parts of the code base. For example, your API layer might have completely different rules than your front end. And then the third place is personal instructions, and these go in your root folder under .copilot on your machine. These are your preferences and not your team's. So maybe you like verbose explanations, or you always want code comments in a specific style. You can do that here. And if you want to verify what's loaded, you can just type /instructions and Copilot shows you exactly which instruction files it picked up. You can see the repo-wide one, the path-specific ones, and your personal ones all listed out. So when should you reach for custom instructions? When you have coding standards and style preferences, if you have team conventions like commit formats or naming patterns, for communication preferences like be concise or always show examples, that sort of thing, and anything that should apply all the time to every task. So when should you not use them? If you're writing out a multi-step workflow, like first check the git log, then group by type, then format as markdown, that's not an instruction, that's a recipe, and we have something better for that we'll talk about soon. So instructions just apply everywhere all the time, quietly in the background. So next up, let's talk about custom agents. If custom instructions are your preferences, custom agents are like specialist team members that you can call on. Each agent gets its own role description, its own set of allowed tools, and it runs in its own context window. It's like handing off a task to a colleague who has a specific job title and specific permissions. So agents live in the .github folder under an agents folder, and each one is a markdown file with a .agent.md extension. Here's our test specialist agent. At the top, we've got the agent's description, expert in writing and reviewing tests, analyzing coverage, suggesting edge cases. Below that, the actual system prompt, so how it should think, what it should prioritize, and how it should format its output. Now notice this agent has no tools restriction. That means it gets full access to everything, so file editing, terminal commands, etc. But this one, the docs writer, it can only read files, edit files, and use glob to find them. It doesn't have terminal access, it doesn't have the ability to run commands, it's only a read and write agent. That's powerful for a couple of reasons. One is that it keeps the agent focused, and two is that it's safer. So you might not want an agent that writes documentation to also be able to run arbitrary shell commands. So /agent shows you everything that's available, and you can see our test specialist and docs writer right here. And when you invoke one, Copilot spins up the agent with its own context. It's like a fresh conversation, but with that agent's expertise and permissions baked in. So agents are great for specialized roles like security auditor, test writer, code reviewer, and docs maintainer. They're great for having different permission levels, so a reviewer that can only read and a fixer that can edit. And then they're great for separation of concerns. So each agent gets its own context window, so complex tasks don't pollute your main conversation. So when should you not use them? Well, if all you need is always use semicolons, that's an instruction, not an agent. And for simple one-off tasks, spinning up a whole agent might be overkill. So agents are like specialist team members. You can call in the right person for the right job. Okay, lastly, let's talk about skills. Skills are recipes, so they're step-by-step workflows for specific tasks. Unlike instructions, they're not always loaded. They dynamically get pulled in when they're relevant. And unlike agents, they don't get their own context window or tool restrictions. They're just really good playbooks. So skills live in the .github folder under skills, and each skill gets its own folder with the skill.md file inside. Here's our PR description skill. It's got a description at the top saying generate a well-structured PR description from staged changes. And then the body is basically a step-by-step recipe. So step 1 is to run git diff with the staged changes, and then step 2 is to categorize the changes using the conventional commit types for features, fixes, stuff like that. And then step 3 is to identify any related issues from branch names or commit messages. And then step 4 is to generate the description following the template that's also in this skill. So it's a workflow, not just guidance, it's actual steps to follow in order. So here's where skills get really interesting. This API debugging skill doesn't just have a skill.md, it also has a helper script, debug api.sh. The skills instructions tell Copilot to run that script as part of the debugging workflow. So your skill can say step 1, run the health check script, step 2, parse the output, step 3, check the error codes against this table. And it all just works because the script lives right there alongside the skill definition. That's something you can't do with instructions or agents alone. So if you type skills list, it gives you the full list of your skills, and you can see PR description and API debugging right here. So we could tell Copilot to draft a PR description for my staged changes, and it will invoke the skill directly. So let's be really clear about what makes skills different. When comparing skills and instructions, instructions are always on, skills are on demand. You wouldn't want a 5-step PR workflow loaded into every conversation, that's just wasted context. So skills only show up when you need them. When comparing skills and agents, agents get their own context window and their own tool permissions. So skills run in your current context window with your current tools. They're lighter weight and they're more like following a recipe than delegating to a colleague. So skills are like cookbooks. You pull the right recipe off the shelf when you need it and you put it back when you're done. So for a quick recap, custom instructions are always loaded, they apply to everything, and they live in the .github folder, or the instructions folder under the .github folder. So think preferences and conventions. Custom agents are on-demand specialists with their own context window and tool permissions, and these live in the .github folder under agents. So think team roles. And skills are on-demand workflows with step-by-step recipes, and these can include helper scripts, and they live in the .github folder under skills. So think repeatable playbooks. So to decide when to use each one, if you think the guidance should apply to every single task no matter what, you should use a custom instruction. If you have a task that needs its own tools and its own permissions, or maybe its own isolated context, then you use a custom agent. And if you have a repeatable workflow or a series of steps that you want done the same way every single time, then it's a skill. And what's nice about these is that they aren't mutually exclusive. So in practice, you can use all three together. You can use your instructions to set the baseline, so the conventions and the preferences that apply everywhere, and then your agents bring in specialized expertise when you need it, and your skills provide the step-by-step workflows for specific tasks. So instructions are always there, agents come when called, and skills get pulled off the shelf. They layer on top of each other. So I hope this was helpful in figuring out the differences between custom instructions, agents, and skills. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. I've got a lot more AI and Copilot content coming, so be sure to look out for that. But for now, I'll see you in the next one.